What's up, everybody? You might have heard about this already. It's kind of going around like wildfire right now, but it didn't stop with this one tweet. So, about 4 hours ago, Elon post, time to drop the really big one. At DJT is in the files, and that's the real reason they haven't been made public. Have a nice day. Almost 100 million views in 4 hours with this. And I don't know what's up here. Something seems to be up, though. It's just a little strange that it progressed to this quick. It was like 2 days ago, Elon didn't like the big, beautiful bill, which I'll talk about a little bit. But there's this big, huge public spat going on right now between two guys that have their own social media companies and collectively probably are getting their message out to more people than mainstream media can. So really, it wouldn't surprise me at all if they are legitimately mad at each other. These are two type A personalities, and as the saying goes, you can't have two bulls in one pasture. But I don't know, something just kind of seems contrived here. We'll see. But Trump had posted, Elon was wearing thin. I asked him to leave. I took away his EV mandate that forced everyone to buy electric cars that nobody else wanted, that he knew for months that I was going to do, and he just went crazy. Now, Musk had said he was against the bill because of all the pork, but Trump saying it was because of the EV mandate, which was no surprise to anybody. So anyway, Musk posted this a couple hours ago, and I've kind of heard it several places now, but what you might not have heard is he kept going. So let's do this in chronological order. An hour before that, 5 hours ago, he posts, is it time to create a new political party in America that actually represents the 80% in the middle? An hour later, he posts this one about the list. Then around that same time, 4 hours ago, he reposted what I just read you from Trump saying that he just went crazy. And even the reader's added context says that Musk has always been in favor of ending the EV tax credits. But Elon here is just responding to Trump saying that he just went crazy, says such an obvious lie, so sad. So then 3 hours ago, he posts, mark this post for the future. The truth will come out. Also 3 hours ago, Musk with a skeptical face emoji highlighting an article where Trump said, Elon has never asked me for a thing. I mean, I got rid of the ED mandate, but he's never asked me for a thing. I think that's an amazing attribute. Then he posts skeptical face again. In 1992, Trump partied with Jeff Ebb. Once again, this isn't news to anybody. This was in 1992, and it wasn't until 2006 that it became very apparent and public to everybody to stay away from this guy. But I mean, the truth is, there are probably hundreds of thousands of people that have been to a party where this guy was in the same room with them. So just because they were at a party together doesn't really mean anything. I'm not trying to defend Blumph here. If he actually was a part of any of that, then to heck with him. But once again, I just find it strange that he's referencing 1992 here. Then he retweets another post. The relationship between Blumph and E is well established. Blumph flew on his plane at least 7 times, though it's not clear whether or not he ever went to the island. And, you know, once again, there are a lot of people that this guy was a professional fisher of men. His job was to fill people out, see if they've got one of those weaknesses that can be exploited, and if so, then exploit it. So did that happen with Trump? I don't know. Elon's saying yeah. And then 2 hours ago, Ian Miles Chong says President versus Elon, Trump should be impeached and JD Vance should replace him. Elon says yes. And then 2 hours ago, again, in response to Trump's post, the easiest way to save money in our budget, billions and billions of dollars, is to terminate Elon's government subsidies and contracts. I was always surprised that Biden didn't do it. And Elon replies, in light of the president's statement about cancellation of my government contracts, SpaceX will begin decommissioning its Dragon spacecraft immediately. So I've talked before about how there's different groups of megalomaniacs that have their own lanes that they operate in, and these guys are definitely in the space grift lane. So it seems kind of odd that they're shooting themselves in the foot here. But I don't know, something just smells fishy here to me. It could be exactly what it seems to be at face value. Could be that they had their big bromance and now the honeymoon's over. They're trying to be the first one to smear the other one in the court of public opinion. But I still find it strange that he's referencing 1992 here and something that everybody already knew about. So if Trump actually went down that road, then he deserves to be locked up with the rest of them. Something about this just feels contrived. I just checked again, and a couple that I've missed here is he's saying that Trump's tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. So can we finally say these are stupid? And the world's greatest fiction writers couldn't have conceived of a timeline like this. So I'm just going to say this. I gave up on the X-22 report 5D chess hopium a long time ago, but something seems off here. And that's really all I can say at this point. One thing I know is this is getting out to a lot of people in a very short amount of time. So I don't know. This probably is them just having a big blow up at each other, but there may be more here than meets the eye. Time will tell. Static out.